Hey guys, back again. So I have this little project with HTML, CSS, and JS that it could be fun to work with if you don't know much of HTML, CSS, and JS. Okay, so this is only built with those three technologies because it is a simple slider, nothing too fancy. Okay, so yeah, we can go back to. So we have just some simple animations, nothing that fancy, as I said, but this could be a little project that you could do. Let's say you want a little slider that displays your products, whatever, okay, and you can just fine tune all these things, and you will have your product and description and all that, whatever. And if you want this to be up there, you can just remove this, or you can change it. You can change the container so you can display it everywhere actually. So yeah, so let's actually start. I have this already open. Okay, so let's start with this. Let me just create a new folder here on my desktop, and it's going to say slider YouTube. Okay, so inside this, okay, let me just toggle my network. So yeah, let's start with a new folder. So it's going to be called images. Then we will make a few files here. So I don't want to functions. Is that spelled correctly? It seems like. Okay, so I don't want to have all my JS inside my HTML. Okay, so I want to have some kind of segmentation there. I don't want to because it's also a bad practice to have all your JavaScript with your HTML, okay, and of course with your CSS if you have inline CSS. So yeah, that's why we're going to create a new JS file, and then we will also require, of course, an HTML, an index.html. So the last one is going to be our main.css. Okay, so let's actually open this in Visual Studio. So you can see we have here in the index, okay, is empty actually. So if I remember correctly, it was HTML, and we hit tab. Okay, I'm able to do this because I have let me just go here, and I have, where is it? Okay, you will need the live server. Okay, just go and install that, and it's the emmet. I think I forgot the name of the emmet. Okay, so go ahead and install that. It's going to allow you to have this well, in this one, these shortcuts, so you can create elements easily. So this is only useful, at least for me, when creating these doc types and HTML files. So yeah, let's save that. And if we want to go, we should have the live server like I show you. Let me just show you again. I haven't really done too much with recording and programming in a few weeks, so I'm a little rusty. So this is the live server. Go and install that. Okay, you can see that, and you will have this. Okay, let's go to index. It must be inside a HTML file. Okay, we have this go live, and if we click that, it's going to take us to the new instance, which is going to be 5501, and Okay, because you can see we have the 5500 here because I have still the other instance working. So I'm going to dispose that actually. Okay, so if I refresh now, okay, it's not working anymore. So we're going to stay here in the 5501. So you just need to click that. It's going to open. Okay, it says here on the port on which we are working on. So we cannot see anything because we actually are not showing anything. So we're going to skip some metas because those are not important in this example, description and the rest. Viewport, okay, we have viewport already, but you know what I mean if you know something about HTML. So now we're just going to start. Let me just check. So let's change the title to be slider, my little slider, something like that. I don't know. Let's just make this work, and we're going to start with this div class. Is going to be loader, okay? Because okay, I screwed that. I can do that again. Just give me a second. Go live with this, and it's going to open. Okay, because you can see that if I refresh, it's going to load that spinner. I don't want to show an empty space here while this is loading. That's why I'm waiting for that to load, and after that is loaded, then we display all the the slider, the functionality that we want, and that's it. So okay, let me just close that and dispose that again. It's kind of easier now to work with HTML files with those extensions. So okay, what was I doing? Okay, so let me just copy this. I'm just going to copy a few things because are not that important. So we have this div with class LDS circle. You can find CSS spinners by in Google. So you can just copy the styles and all that. Let me show you. Okay, here. Okay, CSS spinners. Let's take that and let's see. Okay, single element spinners, pure CSS loader. I think. Okay, so it's this one. I can click this one and it's going to take me sorry, it's going to open this model with the CSS and the HTML. So I copy this inside my HTML and I copy all this inside my CSS, and that's all. Okay, so let's close that. Now we're going to start working with the container. So this is going to display okay, I disposed that, but the title and the rest of the the slider and any other content that you want to apply there. So we have this header with h1 build slider, a break, and using HTML, CSS, and this is the ampersand JS. Okay, so we save that and let's see what we can see. Okay, we have this loading assets. Please wait because it's going to display this. It's still not checking if we have something loaded. This is just the HTML. Now, okay, so this is going to take a few things. So I'm going to set a main. Why? I'm not sure. Okay, I don't even know why I set this main because, well, although inside the main you place all the main content of your application, so you could just set this into a div, something like that, and place the rest, what I'm going to do now, inside, but inside this div, but I'm going to just move it and place it here. So let's say span, or we can just change this into a div, but we will see in a second. So I can remember why I did this. Actually, this project has been sitting there like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months, and honestly I forgot about that. So let's say ampersand less than, so this is going to display the less than. These are the moving parts, you know, the parts that when we click it changes the image. So those are the arrows. Can't remember the name of those. So you will see in a second. Let's just move right through this. So this is not it. Is this ampersand and greater than. So if I save this, it's going to show me, okay, you can see that it's going to show me that. Of course, you can just change this to any icon, SVG, whatever that you want. So, but this is only the placeholder, and it's going to work for us. So, anyways, we're just going to focus about how to make this work, and you can make this prettier in your free time. So, yeah. We have this div. So this one is the class slider, which is going to be the slider. So this one are the buttons, and this is going to be the slider. So let's actually, in case you feel lost, let's say slider controls, okay, and slider, just like that. Now we're going to set this div class slider content. So this is going to be what is going to be placed inside the slider. Okay, so the tabs that we're going to display there. Inside, we're going to place another div with an h2, and this one is going to be ID subtitle. I place that, and this one is going to be empty by default, and paragraph is going to be, it's going to have an ID of description. So let's, okay, so that should be all for the HTML. Let's take a look at what we can see. We can only see the h1 and the controls, but if I say something here and here and save that, you can see, we can see the h2 and the paragraph. So let's just undo that and continue. As I said, I don't want all my functionality because it's quite a lot. I don't want that to be sitting inside my index.html. So what I'm going to do is to place it inside these functions.js, but we will need to set a script here, okay, with the source and the name, which is functions.js, and we can save that. Okay, and we can start working inside our functions.js. So just let me check the time. 30 minutes. Okay, so I think I'm going to mark this course as sorry if you hear the freaking cars are passing by. So I'm going to mark this as beginners friendly. So I think it's going to be a nice point in time to stop the first part here, and then so you can just you know, move to the other parts video by video. So it's going to be easier for you to understand what everything is doing. So this next part, the function.js, is going to be quite a ton. So it should be like maybe half an hour or 20 minutes. So I don't want you to feel lost with that. So yeah, let's just stop here and continue in the next one.